Hello everyone, my name is Amber and I'm a Younique presenter. Today I'm just going to show you a very neutral and natural eye using a different technique than I've done in some other videos. So here we go, we're just going to get started. Once again, going for neutral look, we're going to use two colors today. We're going to use Beautiful and we're also going to use Sexy, Sexy being our most popular. The other product we're going to use is the Rose Water Refreshed. Amazing, good for hydration and preventing wrinkles and filling in and smoothing everything over. You can use it all over your face, but in this case, I'm just going to use it on the eye application. The other thing we're going to use is our Moodstruck Precision Pencil in Prim. This is just the lighter brown. And so since we're going for that neutral look, that's where I'm going to stay. And then, of course, we can't have a complete look done by Younique without our 3D lashes. Okay, so let's just get started. First things first, I'm going to grab my Sexy and I'm going to tap some and put it into the lid so that you've got a nice palette here. I'm going to take my eyeshadow brush and spray the tip. I like to get it good and wet. And I use my lid as my palette. All right, so as I said, I like it good and wet. I'm going to be putting this directly on the lid. And then again on the other one. The rule of thumb is they say to do your worst eye first, and that way you can just match the bad eye to the good eye. Match the good eye to the bad eye rather. And that makes it a whole lot easier than going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Then the nice thing about doing it really wet is you can layer it. So I've got one layer on. I'm going to do the next here. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. It just gets it on nice to the thickness and opaqueness, we could say, that you want. And here we go. You'll find that whenever I do my eyeshadow, I like to do a combination of both wet and dry. It looks super shiny initially when you put it on. It won't stay that way. It does go to a traditional powder-like finish, but it goes on wet and it dries to a powder-like finish. One of the other benefits of doing it wet like this it is the staying power. So while all of the pigments are good whether you use them wet or dry, when you use them wet, they're just that much better. Okay, so the next color is Beautiful, and that's a really light matte brown. I like to combine my shimmers with my matte colors for a better depth and texture. So I'm just going to go right into the crease with this and just kind of smooth it along. Once again, this is dry. I'm not using this wet, so right into the crease. And you'll see how this really pops out once it all kind of dries up. It's not a huge contrast initially. I'm not going for super dark, but a nice neutral everyday look. And then I'm going to go back to the Sexy, dry though, and just get a little bit on the tip of my brush. I don't want a lot. And then go directly under the brow with that. And you'll notice that it's got a very different look than the lid when you use it dry. It's just a nice sheer highlight. Some people will even use it on their cheekbone to highlight. So just because it says eye pigment doesn't mean that's the only place you have to use it. Use it on your lips, use it in your nail polish, use it wherever you want. We're rule breakers here. I like to break them. Okay, always use your Younique sharpener with your Younique pencil so that it has a nice rounded point. I'll go ahead and do it a 1-2 real quick. And then, as I said before, do your bad eye first. I stretch out my eyes, shame on me. But that gives me the line that I'm after. And this isn't going to be a bold line, just something nice and light. When you use a lighter eyeliner, it tends to make your eyelashes look even that much longer because it's not taking away from the length of your eyelashes. That's just a little visual optical illusion. And we're all about long lashes, right? And then I just go right under. See? And you can see how the eyeshadow's already dry. Very different look than it went on initially. Okay. And then last but not least, our 3D lash. and we put on the transplanting gel first. And like I've said before, I put on a light layer of transplanting gel to each eye and then go back and do the 3-step process. It's a personal preference, not a rule. I think I just like the way it comes out by doing it that way. Do you ever notice the funny faces people make when they put on their eye makeup? You kind of have to wonder why someone's mouth has to be wide open to get the mascara on right, but we all do it. All right, now for the 3D step, or the 3-step process. You have to have both tubes open. All right. Get the tips nice and wet. Sometimes I use the tip just to make sure that I got them all. And then middle of the lash out, press in and push out. Press in and push out. And remember, it's not supposed to look pretty in this step. Don't try and make the lashes look perfect when you're putting the fibers on. It's not going to, it's not supposed to. You're just supposed to be getting them on. The last step makes them look good. If you spend too much time in this middle step, you're going to mess it up. Tips nice and wet. Because really you want these fibers to go and lengthen, so the tips are the most important part. One of my clients, she goes from the back side of her lashes out, and I think that's a really neat trick too. I'll have to try that sometime. I watched her do it and was kind of surprised, and it looked great. Worked for her, so why not, right? As I said, there's no rules. All right, and then we'll seal it up. Let's see. All done. Easy look. Have a great day, everyone.